Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a small little rant. Yeah, this is something new I'm gonna try, mainly for the purposes of discussion. There's been a lot of dialogue on the forums about useless Warframes, Warframes needing buffs, Warframe needing nerfs, and this is pretty much my personal opinion on the subject matter. Things I've analyzed, things I've seen, and things I've experienced myself since I own, as of this recording, practically every Warframe except Zephyr. This may be outdated in a couple of days, because I might own Zephyr, but oh well. But the discussion here is about Warframes. Warframes and their balance, per se. People are complaining constantly that each Warframe that they come across is either not strong enough or not viable. And by viability, I mean it doesn't necessarily work for most scenarios. A perfect example of this viability is Volt. He is a lightning Warframe, and not we all, but the majority of us who play for extensive periods of time and are of higher masteries and learn the mechanics, we understand that Volt is lightning, and lightning actually does a lot of damage to robotics, mainly MOAs, and it really does damage shields. And ice will cut shields in half and slow down enemies, like Frost in his ice waves. But let's get back to the point. A lot of people say Frost is not very viable, that he needs a powerful buff. It's understandable. But the way I view all Warframes and all their abilities and intended purpose is not measured by early game, mid game, or end game per se. It's based on the average. By average, I mean the casuals. A lot of people will hate this because there's a divide amongst the community between casuals and hardcore gamers. To me, I see the intended audience are always the casuals. It's the casuals. It's been the casuals for a while now. We can see that in a lot of modern games and a lot of upcoming games. The hardcore standards have dropped immensely. I've seen this recently because I've been going back to some retro games. By retro, I mean early 90s. Maybe early 80s, if they're good and they play on current machines. My current machine. But I measure all Warframes according to their casual standards. By that, I mean mid-level zones. I'm not talking about Pluto. I'm not talking about Tower 3 defenses. I'm not talking about those 1 hour long survivals that can get ridiculous and hysterically fun and explosive filled. Explosions everywhere. I'm talking about the middle zone. Average level 20 to 30. Anything above 40 is considered high tier, near endgame. So, if you were to look at every single Warframe with that standard, are they fit for purpose? Sometimes. Why do I say sometimes? Because in all honesty, fire doesn't work on Grineer very well. Grineer are fire resistant. Lightning doesn't really hurt much on the Grineer as well. Poison works against Grineer, but does not work against MOAs since they're robotic. And so on and so forth. Each element has its own niche. It has its own faction that it's effective against. Not everyone is susceptible to the same style of damage. We've learned this with the introduction of Damage 2.0. And the way I assess Warframes is in 3 parts. Survivability, which is how well can they do on their own without powers to survive against a large enemy encounter. By that, I mean Valkyr with her high armor. By that, I mean Frost with his high armor and high shields. Rhino with his most high stats. And Excalibur. Funny thing is, if you notice there, I named 4 tanking frames. I've named the frame with the highest armor, Valkyr, straight out melee, straight out pretty much absorbent. Rhino, a well-balanced crowd control tank. Frost, an offensive crowd control. He has his own little purpose. Some people may agree with me, some people may not. And Excalibur, the early game melee, the early game warrior. And I will actually make this a valid point here. Excalibur, Mag, and Loki. Those are the three classifications I hold up most Warframes to. Survivability, Excalibur. Their independent abilities, Mag, and viability, Loki. What do I mean by that? Again, survivability, how well do they stand amongst themselves without their powers against the enemy? Viability, how multi-role are they? How flexible are they? Is it based purely on playstyle and your thought process and tactics? Loki is like that. You can use him in many different ways. For you people that are pro Loki, Master Race, you understand. For you people that haven't given him a try, play with him and you'll see there's a lot of choices. And then the straight out abilities themselves, Mag. Mag Crush, crowd control, damaging, rather powerful in large quantities. Pull, it pretty much obliterates things as of this video. They may change it down the line, who knows. And Bullet Attractor is strong support, and Shield Polarize is team support. Her abilities are her key asset. They help the team, they help control the battlefield, and it's just, well, right across the board. So if you were to look at these three individual assets, these three main key points, each Warframe has to fit a certain blend. They can either focus straight one, or they can meld with two or all of them. Think of the triangle, where each power or each stat is a different extreme or different motion towards that direction. All the Warframes seem nice. All the Warframes are rather powerful. I played with every single last one, and some of them are undeniably flat out better, yes. But all their Warframes have their own little niche. All the Warframes are playable, are tolerable, and they're fun. The biggest issue I'm seeing on the forums is, and people complaining even in global chat and council chat, is people not understanding what their Warframes do. That seems to be the biggest issue in the community right now. People are trying to understand the mechanics, understand the game itself, and understand the Warframes they're playing as. And they don't necessarily understand what the powers are supposed to do, what the intended purpose of the Warframe was, or how to actually configure their Warframes correctly. This game has a lot of stat tracking, a lot of thinking, thought process being done, and just a lot of critical thinking in the background with just setting up your gear. And the problem is people don't put much thought into those steps, into their arsenal, into their mods, into their gear. And most people just think this is a one-all, be-all solution in a game. They think that one Warframe can tank and do all damage and just be omnipotent. That's not the case. Some Warframes are not about just being Rambo, going in there, guns blazing, and wiping everything out while being in the center of attention. Some of them have to be more laid back. Some of them have to be more reserved in a corner, thinking carefully, picking carefully, and relying on their strengths and weaknesses, knowing that your abilities are stronger than your stats, or that your stats are better than your abilities. So, guys, come on. This is just a little rant more than anything else. But the game has its niche. It has its fitting. It has its goal, and everything has its purpose. The Warframes have their purpose. They are rather nice. Some of them do need tweaking. Undeniably, a lot of them still need a lot of tweaking. But they are fit for purpose when you look at them in a mid-game perspective. Endgame is a completely different topic, and I'm avoiding it, because, in honesty, it's very touchy. It's something that's somewhat present and somewhat absent. The game is still in development. It's going to be in development for a long time, mainly because it's a live game, guys. That's something we have to come to acknowledge. It's a live game. When you look at live games, they're never done. A very good example is World of Warcraft. How long has that been around? How long has it been since their last update? And when is their next update? It's always in development. It's always getting expansions and added new features. And no one really complains about that, because it's a live game and everyone understands its purpose. So why are we nitpicking and fighting over Warframe, like, oh, these balances are inconsistent, they're doing this and that. Like, guys, they're doing a lot for us for releasing bi-weekly or weekly updates for a lot of content. A lot of content, the tenor reinforcements being nearly weekly. Bi-weekly we get some bigger patches, some events, or some introduction, setup plot, whatever. But it's going to be in development for a long time. It's a live game. And we have to accept the fact that a lot of things will come over time. The game still is labeled as beta. You can dismiss it as beta however you want. The game is out there to the general public. It's not restricted. It's an open product. So you can criticize it like that. But in the end, it's a live game. And as a live game, a lot of changes are going to happen. A lot of progression is going to occur. A lot of people are going to get mad. We're going to keep seeing more people leave the community. We're going to keep seeing more people join the community. But we have to understand that things take time. That things will change. Things may get better. Things may get worse. Warframes will get better. Warframes will get worse. Just all over the place. This is more of a rant at this point. But, yeah. If you guys want, I can do some videos giving my general advice on specific Warframes. I don't know. Give me some feedback. I'll see. I'm saying give me feedback because I'm always seeking improvement in my videos. Some of you may like it. Some of you may not. Oh well. I'm seeing my numbers go up, so clearly some people are liking it. Not leaving comments, maybe because of different languages or whatever. Or just not enough time or not interested. But, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I may make some suggestion videos according to what each Warframe does, what's their strength, what their weaknesses are, how to focus one playstyle or focus another, or just my general opinion on how I play them. Or something. I don't know. Let me know. I'm here to help. Here to help the community expand, grow, get better, get friendlier, get more interesting, and stuff. Words. You know, things. So, that's pretty much it for this little rant. This little video of sorts, rambling on. The ramblings of Dark Freak. What occurs in my mind. In the solar system, maybe? I don't know, I'm just spewing words at this point. But yeah. Until next time, livestream 23 is right around the corner. Not sure if this video will be up before my Digest 5. Hopefully it should be. This is in the queue a lot earlier. Can't wait to see what happens on livestream 23? 24? All I know is my Digest number 5. Ugh, numbers. So many numbers. Well, yeah. Been going on for quite a while, so ta-ta! See you guys in game.
Other than you, I can't detect a single life form. Let's get out of here. Another job well executed.